Welcome. Find a comfortable seated position and close your eyes. Let your body settle. Let your shoulders drop. Let's begin with some breath work to calm your nervous system. Breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Good. Now let your breath return to normal, easy and natural. Today we'll be exploring 3 themes: balance, active compassion, and truth. We'll work through a lesson on envy and judgment, and notice the subtle shift that happens when comparison turns into a feeling of lack, when we look at someone else's life and feel like ours isn't quite enough. Let your attention drift away from your breath now. Gently bring to mind someone whose life you've been comparing your own to recently. It could be a friend, a colleague, someone you follow online. Maybe it's someone whose relationship looks easier than yours, whose career seems further along, or someone who just seems to move through life with a confidence you wish you had. Just let whoever comes up come up. Now notice what that feeling does in your body. Is there a tightness in your chest, a heaviness that falls over you? And notice how you usually handle that feeling. Do you push it away quickly and tell yourself you shouldn't feel it? Or do you sit in it for much longer than what is good for you? Just notice, no judgment. These are just patterns, and today we're going to look at them clearly. Gently put that to one side for now. You'll come back to it, but first, let your mind create a new scene around you. Picture someone in your life who seems genuinely at peace with what they have. Not someone who has a perfect life, just someone who doesn't seem to need anyone else's life to feel okay about their own. Maybe they celebrate other people without resentment. Maybe they talk about what they're building without comparing it to what someone else has built. Maybe they just carry a quiet sense of assurance, a presence that says, "This is mine, and it's enough." This can be someone you know well, someone from your past, or just a quality you've seen in a person, even for a moment. Put yourself in a room with them. What does the space feel like? Is it warm, quiet? Is there light coming in from somewhere? Sit with this person for a moment. Notice how it feels to be near them. There's no performance needed here, no measuring, no quiet voice in the background telling you that you're behind. Something in you relaxes. Now imagine someone else walks into the room. Someone successful, someone whose life from the outside looks impressive. The kind of person who might normally make that familiar tightening start up. Watch how the person you admire responds to this new presence in the room. They don't shrink. They welcome this person warmly, with genuine interest, because they're not threatened, because who they are doesn't change based on who else is in the room. Stay with that for a moment. This person isn't at peace because their life is perfect. They're at peace because they're fully inside their own life. That's what balance actually looks like. Not the absence of wanting more, but being present with what's already here. And that is something you can choose, moment by moment, breath by breath. The steadiness you felt in that room, that sense of being full rather than lacking, it doesn't belong only to people who are born a certain way. It's something that gets built slowly through the practice of coming back to your own life, your own path, your own thread. When we're balanced inside, we stop needing other people to have less so that we can feel like we have enough. When envy rises, ask yourself, what is this feeling actually pointing me toward? What do I genuinely want for my own life? What is already here that I've stopped noticing? You don't need the answers right away. Just asking the questions changes what comes next. Come back now to that person you brought to mind at the beginning. The comparison, the quiet sting of it. Look at that person again, but from where you are now, from this steadier place. In your relationships, when that feeling of envy shows up, you pause, you breathe, and instead of letting it close you down or pull you into resentment, you let it point you inward towards what you genuinely care about, what you want to grow, what you already have that you've been too busy to appreciate. When you catch the voice in your head that compares, look at it through the lens of curiosity, not shame, because envy, looked at honestly, is almost never really about the other person. It's a signal that there's something you want, and that wanting is worth listening to. This week, find one thing in your own life that you've been taking for granted. A relationship, a moment that would normally pass you by, a quality in yourself, and give it your full attention, even just for a minute. Now let your awareness gently shift from the people in your life into your relationship with money, because these two things are more connected than they seem. The same voice that compares your relationships often compares your finances. Looking sideways at what others earn, what others have built, what others seem to achieve without much effort. Just notice how your body feels when you think about your finances right now. Is there a tightening in your shoulders, a sudden pressure, the constant mind chatter of being not enough that's been running so long you've almost stopped hearing it? Or maybe something more specific, a worry, a gap between where you are and where you feel you should be by now. Just let it be here. Just let it be seen. Think back to the stillness we found together when you shared space with the person who was at peace. Think about how relaxed and at ease it made you feel. Let your mind settle into a space where there's no urgency, no voice telling you that you're behind. Just ease. Take a moment to arrive here fully. Now gently bring to mind a time when something came through for you financially. When money arrived, or a door opened, or a situation resolved that you were certain wouldn't. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Even something small counts. Let that memory come. And notice, you were supported. Even when you couldn't see how it would work out, even when you were sure it wouldn't. This is part of your story too. Now think about the person you admired in that room, the way they weren't threatened by someone else's success. What would it look like to bring that same quality into your financial life? To stand in your own situation, clearly, calmly, without measuring it against someone else's. What might you start to see if you stopped looking sideways and started looking at what's actually in front of you? Your relationship with money reflects something deeper. It reflects how much you trust yourself to handle what comes, and how willing you are to see what's already here, not just what's missing. When you release the grip of comparison, something shifts. Not because your bank account changes overnight, but because you start to see your situation more clearly, and what you can see clearly, you can work with. The balance you've been building in your relationships, that ability to stay in your own lane, is exactly what steadies your financial life too. When you stop measuring your worth against someone else's numbers, you free up the energy needed to actually move forward. This week, when financial comparison rises, pause, breathe, and ask yourself, is this actually true right now? Or am I just measuring myself against someone else? What is one real step I can take today on my path, not someone else's? Come back now to whatever is sitting with you in your financial life. The pressure, the worry, the comparison. See it again from here, not from that contracted, tight place, from the ground you've been building in this meditation. When fear or comparison rises around money, you pause, you breathe, you separate what is real from what is just noise, and you make your next decision from clarity, not from panic, not from looking at what someone else has. You start to notice the things that were already working, the support that was already there, the small wins you dismissed because they didn't look like someone else's big ones. And you practice gratitude not as a spiritual performance, but as something practical, because what you appreciate, you pay attention to, and what you pay attention to grows. Now let your awareness travel inward, all the way inward into your body, your health, your energy, how you are actually feeling right now in this moment, physically. For a lot of us, the body is the last place we bring our attention. We push through when it needs rest. We ignore what it's trying to tell us, and often, quietly, we compare our bodies to how they look, how they perform, how they measure up against some image of how we think they should be. Notice how you've been relating to your body lately, with care, with impatience, with a background voice that says it's not quite good enough. Just notice. Just let it be acknowledged. Let's pull that feeling of peace and warmth, that feeling we've been assessing together throughout this meditation, into this moment, that awareness we've been tapping into to just be with what's actually present. Place your awareness in the center of your chest, not thinking about it, just feeling it. The quiet rhythm that has never once asked your permission to keep going. Now take a deep breath in and let your breath travel all the way down into your stomach. Slow, no rush. And as you breathe out, let something go. Some small amount of tension you didn't even know you were holding. Now let your attention move slowly through your body, not looking for problems, just arriving. Your shoulders, are they carrying something? Your jaw, has it been tight? Your stomach, what's being held there? And wherever you find tension, don't try to force it away. Just bring some warmth toward it, the same warmth you felt in that room. Now notice whether you've been comparing your body to something that isn't, an older version of itself, a different version, someone else's version entirely. What would it feel like to just be here in this body as it actually is today, without measuring it against anything? What might change in how you take care of yourself if the voice behind those choices was gentle rather than critical? Your body is not a problem to fix. It's not something to measure against a standard. It's the home you live in, and like any home, it responds to the quality of attention it receives. When you stop relating to your body through comparison, something eases, not overnight, but slowly and steadily, the way any relationship softens when it finally feels safe. The harmony you've been building in this meditation, in your relationships, in your financial life, it lives here too, in your body, in your breath, in the simple act of paying attention to how you actually feel, not how you think you should feel. Balance starts on the inside, and the inside includes this: the body you are living in right now, exactly as it is. This week, do one small thing for your body, not to fix it, just as an act of care. More sleep, a meal you actually slow down to taste, a walk where you notice what's around you instead of what's on your mind. Come back now to whatever you're carrying in your body right now, the tiredness, the tension, the quiet self-criticism. See it again from here, from warmth, from presence. When the critical voice shows up, the one that says your body should look different or be further along, you pause, you breathe, and you offer yourself the same kindness you would offer to someone you love who is struggling. Because you have been carrying a lot, and you are here, present, breathing, willing to look honestly at your life and bring something better into it. That is not a small thing, that is everything. Repeat these to yourself softly, and let each one land before you move to the next. I am present in my own life. What others have does not take away from what is mine. I stand in my financial life with clarity and trust. I care for my body with kindness and without criticism. Balance lives in me, comparison lives in me, gratitude lives in me. As you move into your day, your morning, your evening, take this with you, not as a rule to follow, not as a standard to measure yourself against, just as a quality to come back to. The steadiness you found here, the feeling of being fully inside your own life, your relationships, your finances, your body. This balance of comparison, truth, and gratitude travels with you, and we're right here whenever you want to return.